Presidential pardoning is one of the most powerful political tools available to a sitting U.S. president. With the stroke of a pen, the commander-in-chief can forgive someone for their crime and restore the civil rights they lost, like the right to vote or hold office. Pardons can go pretty much unchallenged by other branches of government. And with that kind of sweeping power often comes questions and controversy. Here's how presidential pardons work. Presidential pardoning power was written into Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution in 1789. It says the president shall have the power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. So as long as it doesn't have to do with impeachment, most federal, but not state crimes are fair game for pardoning. And there's no limit on how many people a president can pardon. Franklin D. Roosevelt holds the record with a whopping 2,819 during his time in office. The crimes that end up getting pardoned run the gamut, but they're often white-collar crimes, though there have been a few bizarre ones, like when Abraham Lincoln pardoned a man for attempted bestiality. And this.
Drumstick, you are hereby pardoned.
And then there are the cases that stir up controversy. In 1974, President Ford issued a pardon to former President Nixon after he resigned in disgrace.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
On Bill Clinton's last day in office, he issued a pardon to Mark Rich, a fugitive who had fled pending federal charges. Rich's ex-wife was a major donor to the DNC and Hillary Clinton's campaign. More recently, President Trump pardoned Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who has been accused of various types of police misconduct and convicted of criminal contempt of court. Usually people put in a formal request to be pardoned after their conviction, a process that can take several years. In Arpaio's case, Trump issued the pardon without Arpaio filing a request before he was even sentenced. While the president can essentially pardon anyone and at any time, can the president pardon himself? No president has ever tried it, but President Trump seems to think he can. But among the legal community, there hasn't been as strong of a consensus as Trump suggests.
There are lots of questions that are up for interpretation, including this one. My own view is that when the Constitution can be read to create an absurd or outrageous result, for example, the notion that the president could commit treason or could commit terrorist acts without being subject to any legal process other than impeachment, we should read the Constitution not to permit that.
In 1974, prosecutors were faced with the possibility that former President Nixon could try and pardon himself amid the Watergate scandal. So, one of the Justice Department's top lawyers wrote a memo saying that no, the president cannot pardon himself. However, it did say that the vice president could pardon the president, in the event that the president temporarily stepped aside and allowed the VP to become acting president. The president could then resume office, having been freed of criminal liability. While presidential pardoning is pretty much unchecked, the question of whether a president could pardon himself has never been decided by a court. Trump can't get pardoned out of an impeachment, but according to the non-binding 1974 memo, if VP Mike Pence assumes the presidency under the 25th Amendment, he could theoretically pardon the former president, and that could still protect Trump from criminal, if not political, consequences.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.